Hello everybody, I'm back again. So this is part 3 and the final part, and this is the speeches of Mabel, who is the chairwoman of People's Pride in Southampton, and it's her speech on the So stage. And after that is Andrew's speech for the Socialist Party, and they were on the So stage, yeah. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to do a piece after this just to thank everybody, and another thank you for everybody, because I had a fantastic day. So here is Mabel and Andrew's speech.
I'm Mabel, I'm 20 years old and the chairwoman of People's Pride Southampton. I'm transgender too. I just want to start by saying thank you, because it was 5 years ago that I did come out as transgender, and the first place that I really ever felt to be myself as a woman was Southampton Pride, and that was back in 2016, 2017. So thank you for this opportunity. For those of you who don't know People's Pride Southampton, we're an LGBTQI+ charity established in October 2020. Since then, we've had our first community-run and community-funded Pride event. That was in June this year, called Party in the Park. And but one big benefit really of being able to community fund our own events, of course, is we don't have to make sacrifices when there are big companies involved. So that's just our aim really, to have Pride events without any of that interaction there, that intersection between our true mission. And it's just going to get better and better, I hope, next year. Recently, we have been in the BBC and Daily Echo due to our monkeypox statements. So if I could just go through that, because you may be aware, Southampton City Centre have showed some ignorance recently just regarding this novel disease. So monkeypox is something that spreads mainly through blisters and scars on one's skin. So a lot of that spreading would be coming from skin contact. But it's very quickly getting a reputation as a gay disease, like HIV was unfortunately seen so many years ago. And so that we did have to release a statement. My colleague Jake did it personally just to explain that it's not a gay disease. There's as much chance as people who're seeing football today spreading this disease as we are ourselves. So there should have been that equality really of any warnings been going out. Just whilst I have your attention, I'd like to speak about some upcoming events as well coming up. Mainly on the 29th of this month, August, there is going to be a family fun day. So that will be at 5 Acres, that's just near Millbrook and Lord's Hill kind of area there. And also on the 15th of October, there'll be the city's first Trans Pride Southampton. So it's been a pretty bad year to be a trans person. It's been said that we're not going to be included in the conversion therapy ban, whereas lesbian, gay and bisexual people will be included. But also this year we were banned from a lot of competitive sports too. So there really is a time and a need just for us to come together with our allies as well to properly empower ourselves, which we hope to be doing. So that's on the 15th of October this year, with our march starting assembly at 12 noon at Bargate. This year also, from the 31st of October, People's Pride are going to have to start having our first pop-up events in the Marland, just there. So there'll be another opportunity to see us any day of the week, just from there, from the 31st of October, to pop by and get a bargain too from our Pride merch that you may have expected from our fundraisers at the Southampton markets. Just wrapping up today, I'd like to also say that we'll be having our second ever Christmas meal this year too. So of course that's on Christmas Day, 25th of December. So really, if there's any day of the year where you don't feel like you can be yourself, you're lonely or you're beaten down, even on Christmas Day, there is some space for you. So thank you for your time, and solidarity to the Unite the Union, the RMT and the CWU strikers who have been having their picket lines recently. And if anyone comes at the next ones, I'll see you there. Again, thank you for your time, and I'd just like to introduce a personal friend of mine and comrade from the Socialist Party. This is Andrew Howe.
A few words today, and firstly, I'm honoured to be speaking at Pride, my first time speaking at Pride, so very appreciative to the organisers for inviting me, so thank you. So I'm speaking today on behalf of Southampton's Socialist Party, and I just want to say a little bit about the political situation facing the LGBT+ community. So the LGBT+ community has a long history of standing together and fighting back against oppression and injustice. The roots of Pride are radical, and we mustn't forget that. It's never been more important for Pride to be political. Pride is a protest, but that's just the start of the things that we need as a community. We've had to fight for all of the legal rights and protections that we enjoy. And we've done that in the past through building powerful movements, political movements of our own. And the victories that we've won have never been handed down to us. We've had to fight for everything that we currently enjoy. And we have to recognise that the gains we've made are not inherently permanent. What has been gained can unfortunately be lost. And we must be prepared to fight back, not just to keep what we've already won, but to fight back to fundamentally change society for a fairer society and to end exploitation, to end oppression, and to end discrimination. We've lived through far too many so-called once-in-a-lifetime financial crises to count. We've had 12 years of capitalism lurching from one crisis to another. 12 years of government austerity where we've seen cuts and closures to the services that we rely on. And austerity has hit the LGBT community particularly hard. We've seen many LGBT services unfortunately forced to close due to lack of funding. And LGBT people are disproportionately likely to be affected by mental health issues, housing issues, and homelessness issues, all of which are areas that have seen massive cuts in services and funding. We also have to recognise that homophobia, biphobia, and transphobia are still affecting our everyday lives, and we must be prepared to challenge it where it's encountered in our communities and in our workplaces. And I'd just like to urge everybody here today who's currently in work to join a trade union if you're not currently in one. A trade union is a democratic organisation of workers designed to protect you, to protect your rights, and to stand up for your safety in the workplace. Trade unions actively organise against discrimination, against bullying, and against harassment. Trade unions offer training and support to support you so that you know your rights at work, to support you and your colleagues to take bad bosses to task, and to make sure that you get a fair deal at work. It's important as well to take a few minutes to talk about trans rights. It's still important for us to fight for legal changes to make it simpler for trans and non-binary people to self-identify. We need to fight for fair and equal access to health services. Currently, there are waiting times in some parts of the country of up to 5 years to get a first appointment at a gender identity clinic. That is not acceptable, and we must fight to do better. It's imperative for us to develop a plan for the services that we as an LGBT community need. And those services need to be properly funded. We cannot be content to haggle over the breadcrumbs from the table. The UK is the 6th largest economy in the world. We can afford to look after the whole of society, and we must fight to get a real slice of the pie in order to do so. But what can we do locally? What can the Southampton City Council do locally? Well, despite a decade of Tory governments making cuts to funding, local councils still have over a fifth of public spending and have access to billions of pounds. I want to see our council leading a proactive and positive change in our community. I want to see the council expanding NHS services and care to meet the needs of our community. I want to see the council reversing the cuts that have been made to sexual health services and making it easier to access services. I want to see the council providing shelters and support and services for people fleeing abusive families and abusive partners. I also want to see the council protecting LGBT venues and helping fund and develop more that we need as a community. These are the things that our community needs, and these are the things that the City Council should be doing. And us in the Socialist Party will be fighting on this platform. We'll be fighting in the local elections in May as the Tusk Trade Unionist Socialist Coalition. And if you agree with what you've heard here today, come and talk to us, because we would love to encourage and support you to stand for your community and to stand for election for a better slice of the pie for LGBT+ people. And this is a conversation that by no means ends with an election. There's still urgent need to build networks between trade unions, anti-poverty networks, food bank programs, and to link in with our local communities. So we need to carry on being proud, we need to carry on looking out for each other, and we need to carry on standing together in solidarity. Thank you very much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those speeches, and I hope you've watched all 3 videos and you've got a rounded idea of kind of what the day was. Please look out on Southampton Pride Digital and other social media sites for other stuff during the day. Again, I want to thank all the committee members for the hard work they put in, and especially the volunteers, because without the volunteers, Pride wouldn't really be able to work. So a big thank you to them as always. I hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope you watched them all. I hope you got something out of the speeches, and I hope you took something positive and educational away from it. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you again soon, everybody. Goodbye.